Hello, good evening. How are you guys doing? I am back to my sassy, dressy self again. Thanks to the burn going away. I believe it is 9 minutes into the hour. Yes, 9 minutes into the hour. And I'm wearing this beautiful necklace made by my mom. Yes, my mom makes jewelry. If you guys know my mom, I have three moms actually. One of my moms that makes this jewelry is Ma. That's what I call her, Kaba Jewelry. So if you're looking for the same beautiful pieces, I can direct you to her site or her page, and you can place an order on this beautiful fabric and African glass bead jewelry that she made. And then I'm just wearing my own earring. Makeup is done by me. I feel gorgeous. I feel good. It is a beautiful Thursday. I believe it's Thursday, right? The 9th? Yeah, it's Thursday. And it is almost March break for the kids. Today's subject, I am going to talk about self-mastering. And a lot of people will probably not know or will know what self-mastering is. So before I get into the topic, I want to show off what I'm wearing. You guys know I like to show off what I'm wearing, right? Okay, so this is the body of, first of all, I would like to just talk to you guys about my journey. So a year ago, last year, I decided to go completely vegan. And I wasn't completely vegan because I stopped eating meat about 6 years ago. And in between not eating meat, every now and then I have people who will traumatize me with why I should eat meat and la 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 and all that stuff. So I gave up meat completely, but I was still eating fish. And every now and then I will fall into the temptation of going back to meat. So I wasn't really cleared of not eating it, but I stopped it about 6 years ago. And then last year I completely decided not to either eat the fish or the meat. And I lost dramatic weight. And when I say dramatic, to the point where my family was upset with me about all the weight that I lost. And you know, African families, you have to have meat on your body. So apparently when you're super skinny, you're not appealing to any African man, and they're not going to date you because you're too scrawny looking for them. So I had my bad share of down, I guess people putting me down about how I looked when I decided to go completely vegan. Personally, I went from a size 6. Was it a 6? Yes, I went from a size 6 pants. Actually, that's a lie. It's size 4 pants to a 1. And I thought that was really crazy because that was just a matter of maybe 6 months into not eating fish. Okay, so I was eating fish, but it was traumatizing for me. So I decided to give it up completely and stick to my diet as what I was doing. And every now and then I will fall back, as any human being is normal, and these things happen. But for the beginning of this year, even though things has been up and down, I've stuck to my diet and done my research to pretty much find out the substitutions of things that I could eat to replace what I was losing. Okay, I lost all my curves. Last year I personally felt like I wasn't curvaceous like how I was before. So being super skinny, and the family coming at me with, oh, you look too skinny, you're black, you got to put meat on your body, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I just fell back into, eating fish. And then I just said, you know what, it's not for me, because my body wasn't feeling good. So I stopped and I did my research, and this is the 3rd month of the year. And I'm not to brag, but I'm very proud of how my curves are being maintained, and all the different supplements that I've been substituting in terms of protein, in terms of carbohydrates, in terms of all the good things that you need in your body to be able to even have the ability to want to work out. So I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to show you guys what my body looks like from last year, or from just pretty much from the whole journey. I don't work out every day, but I do exercise. I do go for walks, and my exercises consist of using my own body weight. I don't have any weights that I lift, but I use my own body weight to do the basic exercise like jumping jacks, burpees, Bulgarian squats, or whatever you want to call it. Like I exercise. Okay, I wouldn't say I work out, because I'm not that big on, working out, but I think I'm getting there. You know what I mean? I'm a bit lazy when it comes to exercise, because when I start feeling pain, I'm just like, I don't want to do it anymore. But yes, I also eat moringa. Yes, I do. I eat moringa all the time. And moringa has been actually one of the vitamins and nutrients that I've been adding to my meal. I eat moringa almost every day in all my shakes, and sometimes I have the tea in the morning. So I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to show you guys what my body looks like, because I am proud. I'm not stopping here, obviously. I'm going to keep it going, and then we're going to get right into the subject of what we are talking about today. Don't get jealous, okay? Alrighty, here we go. Let me make sure. Okay, so this is my full ensemble today. I'm wearing this beautiful dress that I bought. Where did I buy this? I don't remember. It was probably some girl store, maybe Urban Planet. But yeah, it wasn't an expensive dress or anything. And I put this gold belt to kind of match my earring and my bracelet and the rings that I have on my hand. And this is the body, yes, of a vegan girl. And last year, this time, I didn't have this, okay? I did not have this at all. This was gone completely. My hips was gone. My stomach was gone, but I still had some looseness that I could tighten up. And for this year, I basically did my research on finding out what the right proteins are, what the right carbs are, how I should be eating and how often I should be eating. And it is really, really helping, along with exercising and making sure that I'm always drinking. Mind you, this is what I drink. I drink a bottle of water, which has Garcinia Cola in it, and every now and then I'll take out the Garcinia Cola and I'll bite it or chew it. And basically what that does, it is a natural detoxificant. So if I let's say I made a boo-boo and I ate something that I shouldn't have ate, what the Garcinia Cola does is just cleanses it out of me while I'm drinking this water. So that's what I do. I make sure I always have water, and I always have Garcinia Cola at home. I personally feel it's something that you should have, period. Okay, any person that is on the journey of detoxifying your body and going onto a healthy journey, Garcinia Cola is number one, because it really takes the toxins out of your body, and you feel it, you see it, and I am so proud. Yeah, I am so proud. Okay, let's get back to topic. I am wearing this beautiful necklace made by my mom, one of my moms. Like I said, I have 3 moms, so this is one of my mom's necklaces. Kaba Jewelry is the name of the company, and basically you can find her. She has a page on Facebook, I believe. I will put it or post it after we finish talking about self-mastery. Okay, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, do feel free. The cola, I have some. You can also find it in African stores. You just ask them for bitter cola, and I'll spell it right here for you. Okay, let me write it. It is spelled B-I-T-T-E-R, cola. And you can do your research about what it does. It is amazing for both men and women. And for me, I like it because not only is it a natural detoxificant, it also has properties that keep demonic people away from you and away from your life, okay? Because the smell of it is not for anybody, and the taste of it is not for everybody. So some people will eat it and they will just talk about being high, and some people will eat it and they will talk about it cleansed me well, I feel good, I feel amazing. And some people will eat it and said, oh, I lost all my friends. And they lost all their friends because those were not real friends. Those were some entities that were just following them to try to get something from them. And obviously the bitter cola was able to vanquish them out of their life. Okay, so I say keep a bitter cola in your house and offer it to those people you don't trust, especially spiritually. They will need it. Trust me, I know. I've lost a lot of people since I started eating this Garcinia cola. And this is me just keeping it real. They disappear, sometimes even just on your breath, and they smell it and they can't come around you. You know what I mean? And it's not my fault. It's just natural, because things that are meant to happen will happen, whether it's in your control or out of your control. So I say, keep some bitter cola at home. Keep some bitter cola in your water always. You see how the water has a little bit of a yellowish color to it? Yes, it is because of the bitter cola releases some stuff out of it. And it almost looks like, you know when the tree is oozing that sticky stuff? Yeah, that's what it's kind of like. So it turns the water a little bit yellow. It gives it a little bit of a tree type of taste, but it's nothing you cannot handle. Yes, it's bitter, but it is amazing for you. Okay, let me get my nose ready, and let's get going with self-mastering. I believe I spoke yesterday about foods and certain things that are sterilizing men and women. If you didn't see that video, please scroll down and check it out, because it is an amazing video. Because I personally, when I did the research, the things that I was reading was mind-boggling for me, because I never thought that these chemicals could be in the things that we use on a daily basis. An example is like a cookware. Everybody uses a cookware, and then there's these cookwares with lining inside of them that is sterilizing men and women, and we don't even know about it, because it's either we just don't think somebody will have the mind to do something so wicked, or we just buy it without knowing. You know what I mean? So please make sure you watch that video if you haven't watched it. And yeah, today is all about success and mastering yourself. And let me get right to the subject, and I will start with different strategies that you can do to master yourself. Okay, I actually want to put the camera down to make things easier, and then you guys can see me more. Okay, or see my full. How this goes. How's this for you? Whoop, whoop, whoop. How's this for y'all? Is this okay? Or the lighting? Is this okay? I think this is okay. Yes. I can see you. You can see me. We could talk. I don't have to hold the camera. I can use my hands to speak. And it is easier. Yes, I look like I'm on a slant because the phone is on a slant. Okay? And I want you guys to interact with me, because most of the time I feel like I'm the only one doing the talking. And I shouldn't be the only one doing the talking, because it is Facebook Live. It is open for every single person that is tuned in to have an opinion, share your ideas, open discussion. If you have something to add to the things that I'm saying, or you don't agree, feel free to interrupt me or just comment below, and I'll be more than happy to, to respond. So the first thing that I will say about self-mastering is learning how to lead yourself. Okay, it all begins with looking in the mirror. And I'm looking in the mirror right now. There's a mirror above the phone, and I'm looking in the mirror right now. So looking in the mirror, look in the mirror and ask yourself, okay, who am I and what am I? That's what starts with mastering yourself. And if you are able to answer this question, it is the beginning of leadership, and it is the beginning of effectively changing who you are, what you are, and your journey of success. Okay, so a lot of people will ask, who am I? Why am I here? And why is life such a mystery? You know what I mean? And if you ask these questions, you are basically trying to look within yourself to find answers, because nobody can tell you who you are. Only you can tell you who you are. Even your mom that gave birth to you cannot tell you who you are. You have to be able to look within yourself and find yourself, okay? And once you look within yourself and you ask yourself, who am I? What am I? You sit quietly, maybe with a pen and a paper. I'll pick up the phone because it's... Okay, so the camera is back. It just cut off for a second. So I was like, okay, well, let me go and grab something. So I'm actually in my room and I'm going back into where I was right now and we can talk, okay? All right, so you look within yourself. And when you look within yourself, you ask yourself some questions. And some of these questions is, who am I? What am I? And why am I here? And this is a question for yourself. Nobody can answer this question for you. You got to be able to pick up a pen and a paper and answer these questions in the most genuine way possible. It opens up your mind. It opens up your heart. It opens up your soul. And you can't lie about who you are, okay? You cannot deny who you are, because sometimes we pretend to be other people, which is faking it till we make it. A lot of people do that. And when you fake it till you make it, even if you make it, you still lost yourself because you've been faking it the whole time. But when you look within yourself and ask that question, who am I? What am I? And you answer it genuinely, then you're able to move past the fakeness, the lies, the things you've been doing wrong, and fix it. We are not perfect beings, okay? We make mistakes. Sometimes we follow the wrong crowd. Sometimes we have influence from the wrong people. Sometimes we have influence from just family members or just people around us. And it is difficult for us to break away from those that influence us. But once you have this question within yourself, you are starting to become your own leader. And when you're your own leader, you don't follow. You do not follow. They follow you. Okay? All right. And when somebody is following you, it's, you know how the saying goes, lead by example? Okay. If you're leading by example, you correct your mistakes. You don't repeat them. You don't. You know that I've done this and it did not get me well, or it didn't get me to the place that I wanted to be. So I'm gonna make a change. You know, I'm gonna change something about those mistakes that I made in my past, and this makes you a better person. This makes you a leader. This makes you somebody who is in the beginning of self-mastering. Self-mastering also starts with self-love. Somebody will look in the mirror and say, I hate my nose. Oh my God, I just want to change this ugly nose that God gave me. Now you will not be able to master yourself if you are already disrespecting God's creation, which is you. God has made you in the best way that he believed was good for you. Or with the two bloods, which is your mother and your father's blood, this was your outcome. You became this person. Your mother and your father had nothing to do with the image of yourself. God already tells us that we are in his likeness. So how you turn out, there's sisters that don't look alike. There's brothers that don't look alike. There's siblings that have total different structures of face and even blood sometimes. So you cannot question God's creation and expect yourself to master yourself. You are already losing the self-mastering. Okay? So look at yourself in the mirror and appreciate God's creation. Appreciate what you have. If you have short hair, love your short hair. If you have fat lips or big lips, love your fat lips, and love your fat lips with confidence. Okay? Find confidence within yourself. Okay, when you find this confidence within yourself, you don't question God's creation. You don't wake up and say, oh, today I'm just going to put on 10 pounds of makeup to hide everything underneath my skin and contour my face so I don't even look like myself. Nowadays, the makeup that people are doing, when they wash it off, they are a total different person, and it is creating problems. Aside from just the makeup, there's all these filters. And for me, I'm afraid of the generation that's coming when it comes to insecurity and self-mastering, because they put on the filter, they change this color, they change the fonts, and they feel, oh, I feel so beautiful. Come on, it is Snapchat or Chap. That's what I call it. I call it Chap. I hate Snapchat and I just don't like it. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to tell anyone to not like the things that I like, but it is degrading and it's disrespectful to the creator, because he created you in his likeness. But all of a sudden, you guys are changing your complexion, changing the structure of your nose, changing so many things. And the thing is, it is okay to change things if it's hindering your health. You know, an example, somebody gets a breast reduction because they have back pain, they get this and they get that. That's different. That is very, very different. But it is also very different when somebody says, I hate the way I look and I'm going to have 82 constructive surgery to be the person I want to be. You are not God. God made you the person you were supposed to be from birth. Okay? And if you're changing, altering, eventually you're going to end up with nothing to move. There will be no skin to form. And this is how I think of it. It used to be the fad that, you know, getting surgery and getting this and getting implants and getting that and getting all these things is a fad. It changes as generation come. But the one thing that does not change is originality. The blueprint of who you are. It never changes. You're able to alter it. You're able to change it. The technology is available and we can do so much to ourselves. But in the end, ask yourself, where is it going to end you? You lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, especially when you don't even have skin or a place to reconstruct, like I see these people that have done facelift and tuck their faces. I know a man who is in his 60s and he looks like he's 18. He looks like he's 18 because he can afford it. He can afford to do surgery to look young any and every time he feels like it. He's very privileged. He's not going to sit there and let a wrinkle come on his face. And you know what? He gets to date all the young girls. But the one thing that he will never, ever, ever, ever get is himself back, because he's turned into somebody else. He probably doesn't even recognize himself. I'm sure his own mother doesn't recognize him anymore. So in self-mastering, it starts with self-love. Okay? Loving yourself, being able to just take yourself as who you are, embrace your flaws. We're not perfect beings, okay? But you can be perfect for yourself. I remember one time I was having a conversation with a friend of mine and they told me, I'm not perfect. And I said, well, I'm perfect. And what I meant, I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm better than everybody out there. I'm 5'3", okay? 5'3", 135 pounds, curvy when I want to be, skinny when I want to be. And I know I have flaws. But to me, I say I'm perfect for me because there's nothing in this world that can make me change. And mind you, I have a music career that obviously hasn't gone to where I want it to be. And some of the things that I've been approached with making it in the music industry is changing who I am. Okay? I remember somebody fully telling me, if you want to make it, you got to bleach. You got to be light skinned. If you're not light skinned, you're not going to make it. So start the bleaching and we signed a contract and this and that. And I was like, if that is what it's going to take for my music to be heard, I will sing in my living room. Okay, leave me alone. I don't want to be singing for anybody, or I don't want to be signing a music contract with anyone who the first thing they want to do is change my appearance or my creation. How am I going to bleach just for a music contract or a record deal? In the end, I have lost my originality. In the end, I've probably even lost my soul, because who knows what else I'm going to do after I decide to bleach my skin. And these are some of the things that people face. And sometimes they cannot make the decisions on their own. But when you master yourself, you're able to sit down, think about what somebody is proposing to you, and simply just walk away. You know what I mean? I could have had that, music deal if I decided, yes, I'll bleach my skin. You know what I mean? Around that time, I think it was sometime no, it was sometime last year. And basically they also told me I would have to shave off my dreadlocks. Remember, I had my locks. They also told me I would have to shave off my dreadlocks and put in some weave. And I was like, if that's what it's gonna take for me to make it, I beg, I'm not interested. I don't care. If it takes me 100 years for my music to be heard, then that's how long it is going to take me. Because every person has their time to shine. Okay, maybe you're just on the verge of getting close to your time and you don't know it yet. So just don't give up. Be who you are. Be original. Don't let somebody change you because of money. Because you know what? Because of money, you will end up doing more things and you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And the deeper you get, you end up losing yourself and there will be nothing for you to work on or stand on. So self-mastering starts with self-love, accepting who you are from within and from outside. Okay? Once you accept that confidence, I am telling you, cannot be bought in a store. That confidence cannot be bought on a hospital bed. That confidence is oozed just by walking or just by passing. People will feel your essence. People will feel your spirit just by your originality. And the originality is when somebody says, oh, this person is just so genuinely pure. When people express stuff like that about you, they are really being real with you because they see the real you. Even if you're going through depression, even if you're going through problems, even if you're going through things where you can't handle, and somebody looks at you and says, man, I just like that girl. I just like her personality. There's just something about her. Well, because what? They see the pureness in you and they see your originality. Don't conform for anybody, especially when they put money or when they put your creation on the line. Okay? Don't alter your being for somebody. That somebody who's telling you to alter who you are obviously is drawing you into a place where you're probably not going to be able to come out. So if it takes you to change your skin complexion, if it takes you to alter the face that you got, remove the nose that God has given you, guess what? In the end, you will lose your soul. So in mastering yourself, you got to be able to love yourself within and without, or inside and out. Okay? Everybody is created differently. Both our mothers and fathers were created differently to begin with. So if they get together, they're going to create a total different being. And everything that you get, like for me, I have features from both my mom and my dad. Okay, I can stand between the two of them and I can tell, oh, I look like my dad. Oh, I look like my mom. But regardless of who I look like, I am me, because at the end of the day, even though I have resemblance to them, our personalities are not the same. I have a very quiet mom. Look how loud my mouth is. And I have a very quiet dad. Look how loud my mouth is. It's almost like the two quiet people came together and they decided to have a loud mouth. But who cares? This loud mouth is for good, okay? Because the loud mouth is sharing the information that is going to help you in self-mastering, okay? So loving yourself is number one, okay? Loving yourself is number one. Lead the way. Lead the way to your destination. Lead the way into finding who you are. And I believe another part of self-mastering is finding out where you are coming from. Years ago, I was having a lot of issues. And I will say years ago because my oldest son right now is going to be 15. And my youngest is going to be 13 actually in a few days. And there was a lot of questions in my mind and I was so confused because I didn't understand what love really is. If love is something that you should be getting everywhere you go, or if love is something that you should be given to yourself. And some of the things that I had to learn is not everybody loves the same. And through generations, if we talk about slavery and we talk about what our forefathers or parents have gone through, the way they express love is it's not going to be the same way we express love. So maybe The older generation will not give you a hug. They will not give you a kiss. They will just do something for you to show you that they love you. And they wouldn't even say that they love you. Don't let it hurt you. First, understand who they are and what they have gone through. And the reason why they don't express love the way you express love. But when you understand what love is, you will understand that it could be expressed in words, and it also could be expressed in the actions of people. I used to think that my mom doesn't love me. Seriously, I know one of my friends is tuned in right now. Sarah, I know you, me and this girl we go way back. And there's certain things that she even experienced with me when it came to my mother. So she knows what I'm talking about. And I used to just have these questions. So I took time upon myself and I said, you know what? I'm going to seek where my mother is coming from and the type of lifestyle she had. And when I found out how she lived, I was not surprised as to how she expresses her love. Okay, she genuinely, no mom is going to keep their child in their stomach for 9 months, okay? Do all the things that she's done for me to where I am today and, basically not love me. So I had to figure it out in my mind. Why doesn't she love me the way that I express my love to her? But then you got to understand that what she was taught is totally different in her generation than what you are being taught. And it changes over and over. It's the same with me and my children. There's certain things my children will do in certain way that they will express love that I don't. My children tell me they love me every single day. And I don't think I tell my mom I love her every single day because that's not how I was raised. But every now and then, you do get to say, I love you. And you have to express your love to those you love, because when you lose them, that's when you understand the power of love and how love should be expressed. When you tell somebody that you love them, the feeling inside, the feeling that just comes around your heart, it's so soothing and it's so encouraging and it's so inspiring. So find out about where you're coming from. Excuse me. When you find out about where you're coming from, it is easy to know where you're going. And in self-mastering, I will definitely, hi beautiful, how are you? In self-mastering, I would definitely say love is an important thing. Love is very, 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 very important. Loving yourself, loving who you are unconditionally. How do you know you love yourself? I did a video before and I was asked, I started with the question of saying, if you have to ask the question, am I being loved? Am I loved? Or am I loving? Then you have a problem with love, okay? Because love is not a question, it's an expression. It is not a question. It is something that you do without wanting it back. And when somebody gives love without wanting it back, they have mastered the self-mastering part of love, because you love yourself unconditionally. You have to love yourself until your love is overflowing, okay? And when you're loving yourself that deeply and people around you see the love that you pour into yourself, it is natural because it's overflowing. There's enough for it to go everywhere with your siblings, with your friends, with your children, with your family. There's certain people that do wicked things to us. But when you master the art of love, you'll be able to forgive. And when I say forgive, you don't forgive with vengeance. You forgive with knowing that the love you show that person is going to cause them to turn back around to learn how to love themselves. People that put other people down, they are not loving people. Because when somebody loves themselves, they are not going to give this formation, this power. And I always talk about the power of your tongue. Your tongue is not just some limp biscuit laying inside of your mouth, okay? This is the power within. This is the thing that causes you to form the sounds that can heal and that can kill. I'm saying it again. The power of your tongue can heal and it can kill, okay? So instead of using it to kill, use it to heal. Because when you heal people, let's say somebody told me, I'm walking down the street, blah, 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 like, hey, ugly bitch. I would turn around and instead of responding to that person in a negative way, I will turn around and I'll simply say, thank you. You are the gorgeous one. You are the beautiful one. And walk away. And I'm telling you, that person is going to go home and think. They're going to think, and they're going to think very deeply. Why didn't this person insult me back? A true queen or a true goddess, a goddess of love, does not have time to fly insults. Yes, sometimes people get us angry, very, very angry. And you want to defend yourself in a way to show them like, oh, I'm not the type of person to sweep under the rug. I'm not the type of person to come and, step up to me and say what you want, or even try to, get my temperature boiling. You want to defend yourself. We are naturally defensive people. And if somebody disrespects us, the first thing we want to do is let them know who we are and the type of person you don't, or the type of things that you don't tolerate. But sometimes it's irrelevant. You're wasting your energy, because if that person's mind, right? If that person's mind and that person's wavelength, it is not where you're at, you know that you're wasting your time. A wise person will walk away. And this is the beginning of mastering yourself. When you master the art of self-mastering, you love yourself unconditionally. You do not tolerate anybody who wants to put you down, because there are people out there. People get scared when you're able to love yourself unconditionally. They will say things like, oh, you're conceited, or you think you're all that. It's okay. Let them say whatever they want to say. If you think you are all that, and you're doing all that for you, and it's bothering them, let them find a way to do all that for themselves. And when they get to your wavelength, they will understand, oh, so all that stuff that Anita was doing, it was because she was building herself, and she was building her self-love, and she was doing this, and she was doing that. Well, when you're leading by example, you cannot let things bother you. You cannot let people change your attitude. You wake up with a choice, and you choose your attitude when you wake up. Today, nobody is going to spoil my joy. Nobody's going to steal my joy. I'm going to have a very, very good day. And then the words you choose for yourself, you don't allow negative words to be spoken into your life. An example, if somebody says something like, why are you so short? Oh, because God made me this way and I love my height. You don't have to take it negatively. Let somebody do their disrespecting because they're insecure. When you got to put somebody down for you to feel good about yourself, obviously you have a problem. And if you master the art of self-mastering, you're not going to let that bother you. Instead, you're going to say, I feel sorry for this person. Oh, that used to be me. That used to be me. So you let them know that, you know what? It's sad. It's really sad that you got to put me down to feel good. But I'm okay with my height. I love my height, by the way. I'm very thankful for how God made me. And they will go home and they will think. And I promise you, they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, man, you got some attitude. You got some fire. You got this personality that's just so contagious. It ain't about being contagious. It's just about not letting negative words bother you. And we choose our attitude. We choose our friends. We choose our tolerance. Every single thing in life is a choice. If you choose to let anything or anyone mess up your day, your journey, or your self-mastering, it's you that chose that. You're going to let that person mess you up. There's people that tempt you. When you get into the art of self-mastering, there's a lot of temptations. There's a lot of tribulations. It's almost like the journey to getting into your higher spirituality. A lot of things are going to be, it's like, oh, you gave up drinking, you gave up smoking, you're eating well, you're having this electric diet, you look amazing. And then the people, I call it the devils, they start to come and start, hey, would you like a joint? Hey, do you want to go to a club? You want to do that? Yes, they're going to come. They're going to tempt you. But when you have mastered it, it is simply no thanks with a beautiful smile. Because, when you say no thanks with a nice smile, they're confused. They're like, what? You don't want to go? Oh, okay. Oh, let me tell you, it is a system. It is a system already that when you're getting to something, it's the same as a race. When you're almost at the finish line, that's when it looks like it is such a long distance. But trust me, you are this close to the finish line. Don't let anyone. It's the same thing with a healthy diet. There's temptation. It's the same thing with a marriage, a relationship. It's the same thing. Anything that is good, there is going to be things that is going to try to stop the good from happening. So instead of you letting the good that is happening get shortened by some idiot or by some person who is jealous of your achievement or jealous of your journey and how beautiful you're turning into and how big of a leader you're becoming, you know what? You got to just cut them off. And if it means staying away from them, then so be it. Don't let anybody tap into your self-mastering. Okay? Don't let... Okay, the camera... Okay. This camera keeps cutting in and out, okay? It does that when the conversation is really, really good. But be a winner, okay? In the things you want to achieve. Be a winner. Not only should you lead the way to your destination, but understand in leading the way, there's going to be obstacles. You know, there's going to be days that you're down. It is okay. This is all part of achieving the greater good of self-mastery, okay? The obstacles, the tribulation, all that is just for you to know. When a diamond, okay, is in a rough, the diamond takes time. It takes time to refine this diamond. And by the time it gets to the point of twinkling, nobody knows what that diamond went through. But you know what you went through. It is irrelevant for you to tell people what you went through. It is really irrelevant because at this point, you have mastered the art of self-mastering. And you ooze confidence, you ooze leadership, you ooze this amazing power. And this power cannot be taken from you because this is a power that you learn to create. Starting with your leadership, starting with your self-love, and starting with how you decided to inspire the rest of the world for them to follow what you are leading by. Okay? And the big picture is the reflection in the mirror. When you look at yourself and you see that you have become the person you always wanted to be. We should be giving ourselves kudos. We should be thankful for our achievement. We should be happy that, you know, sometimes things, I say this all the time, everything happens for a reason. If something is happening and you have mastered your self-mastering, you listen to your conscience. You listen when your body or your chakra, when things are not aligned, you're not in harmony with yourself, you just say, this is not for me, and you leave. That's how you know that you're mastering the art of governing who you are, governing yourself. And that is an amazing feeling. It is a great feeling to know that you are doing for you. And in doing for you, you'll be able to do for others. Another thing that a lot of people do is they're trying to help other people when they have not helped themselves. Okay? In the art of self-mastering, you sometimes have to leave your family. You sometimes have to walk away from a lot of people and a lot of friends, a lot of things that, you know, it used to be good for the group of people that you hang with, or it used to be good for the people around you. But now that you're on a different journey, it's not for everybody. Not everybody can stand you. Not everybody is going to be able to be in your space. Not everybody is going to be happy for you. Okay? Some people get upset. They get upset, and I'm saying they get upset because they know your destination have changed. And when you are mastering your art of government, your art of mastering yourself, the first one important thing that you will notice about yourself is you start to lose friends. Your family will start to walk away from you. People will start to choose things and say things to you that will break you down. And you know what? You know, the only way you can help anyone in this world is helping yourself. They tell you this when you get on the plane. Sadly, on the plane, they tell you, before you put the mask on the baby, you better put yours on first, because if you try to put the baby's mask on and then the airplane opens and flies you out and you didn't even get a chance to do it, how are you going to help the baby? So it makes sense for you to help yourself. As a parent, people always say, oh, my child is not feeling well and this, that, da, da, da. Let me tell you, your child feels well when you feel well. The children see your energy and they feel you. I know that if I'm not happy, nobody in my house is happy. But as soon as my kid sees, smile, oh, mommy, it looks like you had a good day. And guess what? They're going to have a good day too, because they're like, everything, mommy's going to say yes to everything. She's in a good mood. Everything is going to be yes. Zen masters, masters of peace, masters of self-mastering, masters of oneness. Use this to help people achieve the greater good for themselves. So help yourself, because if you don't have the strength, you want to carry the whole world on your shoulder. You want to help every single person in your family. I beg, sometimes you need to just walk away from the family, master yourself. And then when you come back, not only are you strong in the spirit, you're also strong in the physical. And you'll be able to help everyone else. Okay? You will be able to help everyone else. Get into the harmony, okay, of yourself, because this will help you to determine when things are good and when things are not for you. Get in harmony with yourself. Create peace from within. When you create peace from within, you're able to stay away from those that are not peaceful, because they don't bring peace. You're able to know the truth from the lie. You're able to read the body language of those that are there to make things difficult for you. So be harmonized. Give up being judgmental. This is self-mastering. A self-mastered person does not sit there and ridicule the world and insult people and gossip. I'm sorry. If you are still gossiping, yes. If you are still gossiping, I am telling you, my friend, you have not mastered the art of your oneness. The art of your oneness. You drop judgments. Okay? There's a lot of Christians that tune into my podcast, and I find, I'm not trying to point fingers at anyone, but there's certain things that you do as a Christian or as a woman of God or as a man of God, and it puts questions in the mind of other people. If you're sitting there and you're disgusting people and you're trying to talk people down, but you are at church every single Sunday and you preach the word and la 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 la, trust me, you have not mastered your oneness. It takes more than just going to church or being a Christian to master your oneness. You drop judgments. You understand that there is no you without them. There is no them without you. You start to see things in the reflection of your likeness. And when I say see things and see people in the reflection of your likeness, you will understand that in order for truth and life to exist, you have to accept both light and darkness. I say this all the time in some videos that I do, is that as much as somebody can be a murderer, it could be you. Yes, and as much as somebody can be a rapist, it could be you. But first, learn to understand humanity for what it really is, because you don't know what caused that person, what triggered your mind, what changed. Don't be judgmental, please, because you have not and will not master the art of your oneness if all you think about is, oh, why does she smile like that? Why is her face like that? Why is her hair like that? Why does she dress like that? Why is this and why is that? Why all the time? Instead, why don't you say, hey, darling, would you like to go shopping? Or look at what I bought you. If they like it, they would change into it. Okay? An example is like, finding it difficult to tell someone the truth. If you truly, really love somebody, even if it hurts them, you have to tell them the truth. You know what I mean? And the truth is not about putting them down. Excuse me. The truth is not about putting them down. The truth is being able to conform the right words using the power of your tongue. If you know how to speak properly and choose the right words, you'll be able to tell anybody, anyone, any mistake about themselves, and they will not feel offended. Because you have mastered the way to communicate. You have mastered the art of communication. It is very important in mastering yourself. You got to know the art of communication. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talking to yourself, I feel, and I believe it opens the doorway for you to tap into your consciousness. Not only that, when you're talking to yourself, you know who responds? The secret is God. He is within you, or she is within you. She responds. She responds back to you. That's why I say talk to yourself. Ask questions. Who am I? What am I? Where am I going? You know what I mean? What's my purpose? Why am I here? Well, the voice inside you is God. And that voice inside you is completely normal. It is every single person. I know from church when we were young, they used to say, oh, there's an angel sitting on this shoulder and there's an angel sitting on that shoulder. Well, the angels is your consciousness. There's the subconscious and the conscious, but it is there all the time. So when you're talking to yourself, I am telling you, you're talking to the God within you, and she responds or he responds. And the response help you to understand this person within you. Forget the person that you've seen. Forget the person that people have labeled. Forget the person that, the society that you live in has put tags and names on. Because trust me, I've had all kinds of tags growing up. And people that know me, they know my history. Okay? All kinds of things about me. But it's not what makes me. That is just what people are saying about me. So in correcting that, you change your ways. You show them who you are. You build up your emotion. You build up your strength. You master things by observation and recognition. And once you master things based on just watching what is around and within you, okay, you will be on the journey to self-mastering. So talk to yourself. It is normal. It is normal to talk to yourself. Make peace with your past. We have a lot of people, like the story that I was telling you when I was saying, I didn't think my mom loved me, blah, blah, blah. These are just questions that we put up in our mind, or something puts it in our mind and we start to think, oh, there is one day, okay? Everybody knows that I am the co-founder of African Fashion Week Toronto. So it was during African Fashion Week, and a lady stopped me. And when she stopped me, she said, why are you always angry when I'm trying to talk to you? And I said, me? Angry? Me? I was so thrown off. Me angry? I'm never the angry type of person. So I was like, okay, let me give this woman a minute. She said, I tried to talk to you yesterday. You ignored me. I tried to say hello. You gave me a cut eye. And today, you just zoomed past me about 3 times when I was trying to get your attention. The first thing I did was apologize. Whether she was right or she was wrong, it did not matter. But what mattered was the moment right there and then when she had stopped me and had the ability and the boldness to be able to tell me how rude I was and who do I think I am. I apologized. And when I apologized, she's like, I know you're busy running around and doing the show, but I just wanted to tell you that I really love what you guys are doing. Those were so beautiful. But in my mind, I was like, I was doing all that? Sometimes you don't even know. You're probably busy running around, but the person that is trying to get your attention will read your attitude wrong, or will read your body language wrong and accuse you of something that you weren't doing. But all the same, when you have mastered the art, you make peace with all of your enemies, including the frenemies, because they're friends that are enemies, man, but they will stick around until you get to that point where they can suck you dry or mess you up, and then they start to show their true colors. Trust me, we all have frenemies and we all have these enemies. I'd rather someone tell me that, hey, I don't like you. I like people like that. I like people that say, hey, I don't like you. I like it. And I will tell them, well, I don't like you too. And we move on. But I don't like the ones that will pretend, how are you doing? And as soon as you turn around, it's like, oh, that bitch thinks she's all that. Those are the ones you got to be careful of. But the ones that are bold, if someone boldly tells me I don't like you, I like them more. Because you're bold to tell you, don't come in my space. Don't come in my space. Me and you are not compadre. Don't come in my space. I love people like that because they are genuinely telling you to stay away from them. And it helps. You know what I mean? It helps. Make peace with your past. When you're making peace with your past, we all have different past. It could be a relationship with an ex. It could be a relationship with a parent. It could be a relationship with people that have done us wrong. Okay? 3 years ago, I was making peace with my past. And I used to be a bully, mind you. I know it's really bad. I used to be a bully, and there was a few people in my high school that one day I end up running into a girl who apparently I used to bump her in the hallway with my heavy backpack every single day. When I see this girl, I'll just smash her with my backpack and walk because I just felt like I could do it, which wasn't very nice. You know, that was not this Anita. That was the past Anita. So obviously I had issues, okay? I had problems that I needed to deal with. But this person stopped me and they said, you were so mean in high school. And I said, yeah, I know. But if I done anything or I did anything to hurt you, I am sorry. This girl gave me the biggest, tightest hug I've ever felt. And for me, for her to even mention it to me, what it means is she still remembers, oh, that's the girl that used to always do this. Oh, I don't like her. You understand? So make peace with your past. Make peace with people that have hurt you. Trust me, they were there to just teach you a lesson. And if that lesson was learned, go back to them and say, you know what? Thank you, because you taught me something so good that now I'm able to do. You know, everything that you go through every single year, if it is that difficult last year, imagine this year and the year after that. It's not about the difficulties. It's just that it is refining. When you're refining gold, look how much fire the gold goes through. Well, we are all diamonds and gold. And when you want to be refined, these are the processes that you go through. So truth is number one. Truth is everything. When you know the truth within yourself that somebody that wronged you, you have forgiven that person. It is a big step into mastering the art of your oneness, okay? So make peace with your past. Acknowledge people that have hurt you. Acknowledge people that you have hurt. Also, allow forgiveness in your heart. Allow. There's certain people, they say they've forgiven somebody. If you're still talking about what it is the person did to you, you have not forgiven them. People say you can forgive, but you cannot forget. I get it. But when you truly, really forgive someone, you let it go. You let it go. You let the wind take it. You just say, whatever, take it. I don't want to dwell on it, because when you dwell on it, it brings more problem. It brings more problem. Okay? So make peace with your past. Make peace with people that have hurt you. Forgive. I know it is difficult to forget, but forgive and let it go. When you forgive and you let it go, the outcome is like refined gold. Because those people will see you and they will say, man, there's just something that is so true about this person. I respect them because you know what they did? I did something so wicked to them, but they forgave me. You know what I mean? And they will know the good person that you are. And besides, you are not God. You are not God anyway. If you're trying to take the position of God and be the punisher, remember and understand that there's going to be consequences. So if somebody hurts you, look at what God went through. Look at what Jesus Christ went through for us. So why is it so difficult for us to forgive? I beg, forgive them and let them go. Number 3, play the devil's advocate. Okay? Challenging your thought pattern and reasoning will help with self-mastering. You got to be able to know the good and the bad and the ugly. You got to be able to put your feet in other people's shoes. It is not only about you. Sometimes we do things and we just think about the good outcome. I have a story that I could share, but I don't want this to go too far. But I'm always the person, I'm always the person that I never want to see the bad in anyone. And I never want to see the bad in things. Because of that, I've been hurt a lot. Because every time I see somebody, the first thing that I say is I'm going to give the person the benefit of the doubt. Okay? There's a difference in judging somebody to put them down, and there's a difference in judging someone to secure your safety. If you can, judgment is natural, okay? But judgment that is putting somebody down is what I was talking about when I said don't judge. But you guys watch my video, you know I say even a dog has got to judge before they make a decision. Naturally, you got to judge to make a decision. So for me, I would say, oh, just give the person the benefit of the doubt until proven guilty. And let me tell you, when you do that, you always hurt yourself. But when you have the knowledge and the conscience of reading people by spirit, by the essence, by the presence of the person, I'm telling you, you will know that you don't belong with this person. You don't belong in their space. Okay? So learn how to play the devil's advocate. Learn how to be critical in your mind. Okay? And learn how to make decisions just based on what the people give you and what the people tell you. And it will keep you out of a lot of trouble. Because for me, I was not like that. I was always, oh, let's give the person a chance. Trust me. Sometimes friends will say, stay away from that person. And when you don't, you end up like, man, I should have listened. Oh my God. Yeah. There's some friends around you that are still around you now, and they're good. They're intuitive. Women were naturally intuitive. We know when somebody's up to something. This is the ability that we have from the heavens. We just naturally know. Sometimes you read somebody and you're just like, I can't be around these people, no. I beg. I can just tell. Me and them just don't click. And trust yourself. Trust yourself. And yes, when you and those people don't click, you just don't click. You ain't got to force the funk. Don't force nothing. Just stay in your lane. Okay? That's why everybody has a lane to drive in. Keep a journal, okay? Keeping a journal helps. I've been keeping a journal since I was 12 years old. And I have tons of things that I can read to you guys, okay? I have this journal. I have this journal. Hold on. This journal. It's backwards. This is notes. I have this journal. This one is pretty much music and other things. And then I have this really big one. This one just carries a lot of stuff. I've had this for about 5 years now. I got this when I started the African Fashion Week. So I have all these journals. I'm constantly writing, and then I have my phone, the notepad on my phone. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Every now and then I have to like offload things and, just try to make room for new things to write, because every single time that I come into contact with the things that are just not normal to me, or the things that I need understanding within myself, I come home, I take a piece of paper, or I open into my journal and I write it down. Okay? And I write it down. Some of these things I go back and I read them, and I am surprised that they are even still there. Some of these things I read them and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this was where I was in my life at that time. It helps. it helps dramatically. So don't be afraid of keeping a journal. If you don't want somebody to read your journal, keep it in a place where it is for you and for you only, okay? Yeah, keeping a journal helps. Keeping a journal doesn't only help with correcting bad thought patterns, but it also helps you to grow, okay, confidently as a leader. You can read things, you can lay out things, you can construct things, and you can always go back. So you're creating yourself. You're creating yourself. You're creating yourself by using thoughts, using goals that you write. And every now and then you can always go back. Like I can go back 5 years ago. Oh my God. I was cleaning, okay? Oh my God. Such a sad story. Okay, I'll tell you guys the story. I was cleaning, okay? I was cleaning. When I say cleaning, this beautiful girl in front of you was literally cleaning up people's sorry to say. I was cleaning up toilets. I was cleaning up bathrooms. I was cleaning up buildings. I had a little small cleaning company with my mom, and I thought I was going to be doing that for a long time. And then all of a sudden, somebody approached me about doing this African Fashion Week. And of course, you guys know what I love the most. I gave up cleaning. I'm giving up this cleaning. Yeah, but all the same, you grow. So thinking back 5 years ago, and I'm this girl cleaning people's toilets. And look at me now. So you progress when you set goals. You progress when you're able to put things down and go back and read it. You progress. You put a blueprint down and you go back and you're like, okay, this is my goal for this week, this month. Okay, now we're going to put it together. Mastering the personal habit is setting time. You gotta set a time. You gotta set a deadline. You gotta face reality head on. Real wisdom and real confidence is not afraid to stare the battle in the eye and just go head on. Trust me. Break the bystander effect. Self-mastering, always taking an action approach in life. So you got to take action. Being a performer rather than a spectator. You got to be a performer. You got to be the one doing. Okay? You got to be the one that is doing, because if you want to approach things head on, it is somebody that does not procrastinate. It is somebody that just goes, I'm going to diffuse and make a decision to take responsibility and get this done. If you're just a bystander, you're not going to master it. You are not going to master it. So break the bystander effect. Okay? Because self-mastery means your active approach in your life. Your active approach, your performer rather than a spectator. Okay? The landmark, like the way you, it's almost like a witness to a murder scene. You are the one that have the details. You're not going to make assumptions. You saw everything and you know what happened. That's how it is with this, the bystander effect. You just cut that and be the one in charge. And cognitive reprisal. Okay, and I'll read this one for you guys. This psychological strategy can be understood in the question, is the glass half full or half empty? How do you see your life? Okay, some people, when you ask the question, if you see the glass half full, half empty, those that see the glass half empty, they're not ready to master the art of self-mastering. The ones that sees the glass half full are the one that are optimistic, are the one that feel it's not that bad. It could be worse. You know what I mean? When you always have that mind of saying it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I could be dead and gone, you know, but now I'm actually appreciative of what I have. And people like that always show gratitude. They always have a positive response on things. And they never have a negative response to things. When something happened, they're like, you know what? It happened for a reason. I'm going to move on. I'm going to get better. And I'll talk about it. Maybe they can't talk about it now. Audit yourself. Okay? Audit yourself. When I say audit yourself, you need to assess your life progression. Okay, when you do an assessment of your strength and your weakness, you know where the fault is. It's like taking your car for a checkup. You take the car and then, oh, the screws are weak here. The starter is a little, the brake belt needs to be a little. That's how you assess. So audit yourself. Have an honest assessment with your strengths and your weaknesses. You got to be able to identify what is your strength. You got to be able to identify what is your weakness. And when you identify these two things, it helps you in dropping your pride and your ego and owning up to your all your ugly parts. Okay? And somebody's going to say, oh yeah, I'm being so blunt and straightforward. Yeah. We all have ugly parts. I'm going to tell you, like me, I'm not the type of person to mess with. I used to be a very, very vengeful person. And when I say vengeful, it's like, you're not going to hurt me and get away. I'm going to find you. I'll find your mama. I'll find your papa. I'll find your sister, your friends, everybody. But guess what? I've grown. I've matured. I have mastered the art of my oneness. And I have learned my weaknesses and my strength. And I audit myself all the time. Even when I have a bad relationship or a good relationship, before I break up with the person, I ask them, so what do you think I could change about myself? Maybe they're going to say things that I don't want to hear, but I ask the question, so why do I get upset? I'm just going to listen to what they say, and I take it as a grain of salt, and I add it into, if they say something to you and you start crying, guys, I'm going to take off my heels. I'm standing here. I'm like, my feet is hurting me. Okay. I took my shoes off. Yeah. So you will ask yourself, just take it with a grain of salt and just use it to improve, your life. Use it. Don't ask the question like, oh, so what do you think I can change about myself? And the person tell you, well, you know what? You have an ugly attitude. Okay, you're not the type of girl that is gonna find a husband or a man because your attitude is ugly. If somebody says that to you, don't get upset. You ask the question. Okay, you ask the question. I remember one time, a girlfriend of mine asked me to be very honest with myself, with her, and tell her what I think of her. And I'm like, sweetheart, if I told you, you were gonna cry. And you know what? She's like, I can handle it. Trust me, when I was finished, we don't talk anymore. And that's what happens. Sometimes you ask the question and you're not ready for the answer. But when somebody loves you, they're not going to filter it. They're going to tell you the truth. And when they tell you the truth, you just take it with a grain of salt. Go back within yourself, audit yourself, and find a way to make it better, because this is the art of self-mastering. Okay? Self-mastering also, you build your self-esteem. It builds your self-esteem when you're able to ask a question like that and be able to take it, okay, and change things about it. Okay, so another thing, yes, thank God this camera is going in and out. Another thing that I would say is have a victorious attitude. Have a victorious attitude about yourself. That is the art of self-love. Don't let people know your weakness. Nobody needs to know your weakness. Your weakness is for you. But when you put your weakness out there for the world to see, okay, here we go. When you make peace, okay, no, I was talking about having a victorious attitude. Yeah. Have a victorious attitude. Don't let people see you, or don't let people know your weakness, because that's when people can use it against you. Your weakness is for you and only you to know. And what you can do when you take a journal and you start auditing your weakness and your strengths, you're able to build the weaker part of you. Okay? Have a victorious attitude. Life is about having this victorious attitude. Be radiant all the time. Let victory speak from your face. Don't let people see you down. Don't come on Facebook and talk about, oh, and I'm so down and the whole world is beating me up. Like, do you know what somebody else is going through? It is not even close to the stuff you're discussing. But you know what? They keep their weakness to themselves and they work on it. Because if you throw it at the world, it is easy. Me, when somebody shows me their weakness, that's what I'm going to pick at. Not that that's how I am, but I'm just saying, like, you're weak. You're weak, man. Nobody respects weakness. If you are building your self-mastering, you gotta be a leader. I am not going to follow a weak person. Take that in. I will not follow a weak. Everybody wants to follow the leader. How are you going to make it with the weak one? So don't put your weakness out there. If something ain't you, it just ain't you, man. We're not all the same people. But just don't let people know your weakness, because it is easy for the enemy to attack when they know, oh, this person is weak in this spot, weak in that spot, weak. Oh, they're going to get you. And they're going to get you in a very, very worst way, because this is a world of not just the physical. This is the world of the spiritual beings and the physical beings. And the physical beings are trying, not only trying, they're working their way to the spiritual beings. And I spoke about spiritual entities looking for space and looking for bodies and looking for people to use. So when you put your weakness out there, you're basically just telling the soulless beings that are around, or the souls that are the evil souls and entities, like, hey, I'm right here. My body is available. You can come and take this body and use it how you want, because me, I'm weak. Don't put your weakness out there for the world to know. In having a victorious attitude and mastering the art of your oneness, you don't put your weakness out there. You are radiant. You are victorious. You let victory speak in your face. You advertise a winner at all times. And listen to what I'm telling you, my friends. Advertising a winner does not mean faking it till you make it. There's two different things, okay? Everything is not going to be perfect the way you want it. But the more you let the gratitude and the more you see the glass half full, there are going to be add-ons. The water is just going to rise on its own. Because you've made peace with your broken pieces. You have forgiven those that have hurt you. You have walked away from the things that you were fearful of. You write down your strengths and your weaknesses and work on it. Okay, so you just radiant. You advertise the winning part of you. Why should you be advertising what is not winning or what is weak about you? Everybody has a story to tell. And just because your story is out there or over on the internet for the world to see, it doesn't make you a winner. Have and advertise a winning attitude. Okay, because you don't need to tell your story. They need to tell your story. Trust me. When I say this, people won't understand. But to have a life-changing magic, okay? And the life-changing magic of mastering your oneness or mastering or self-mastering is not putting the things that are weak about you or the things that you haven't gotten out there. That is why you got to have a journal. Keep the journal. Write about how your day was. Have a victorious attitude. Tell yourself you're going to conquer the world. See the glass half full. And I promise you, they will tell your story. You don't need to tell your story. Real storytellers are the ones that were there when the story was happening, right? And they tell, oh, I remember this girl and what she went through. And they tell your story for you. So have this victorious attitude that I said and advertise a winner at all times and let them tell your story. Okay? Let them tell your story. Command the things that you need in your life. Don't allow, when I say don't allow, just don't allow anybody to speak negativeness into your life. Surround yourself with like-minded people all the time, because when you're on the verge of mastering your oneness, like I said, there are going to be people that attack you. There are going to be things that distract you. There are going to be people that want to take you away to where you're going to be, because they know they cannot have you once you master the art of your oneness. They can't have you. They won't be able to drink with you anymore. They won't be able to smoke weed with you. They're not going to be able to do all the things that they could, right, when you were in your weak state. So that is where the life transformation comes. And you gotta be able to just be the leader. Nobody wants to follow a weak person. Trust me. We all know that. This is just common sense. I don't know any person that says, well, I decided to go follow the weak one. And no, it doesn't work like that. Nobody. The attitude of your mind is very, very important. Put your mind to use and contribute to humanity. Because when you do things like this, it adds on. Your cup starts to get full and full and full, and your cup will run over. And that cup running over, it is what is going to be the victory and the mastering of the self-mastering. Okay? So you can't be selfish. You got to be selfless. You got to be completely selfless. You got to have a winning attitude. Okay? And don't create distract. Don't create distrust. Do not create distrust. Okay? Give the impression that you are success. Even if you're not successful, you got to give the impression that you are successful. Because if somebody is going to follow you, they want to follow somebody who is successful already. Be the unseen helper. You don't have to help people. Hey, I helped this lady yesterday. I was walking down the streets and I gave this man $2. Come on. The real helpers, they don't brag. They don't publicize the good that they do. Be an unseen helper. It helps with self-mastering. Okay? It helps. It helps. Yeah, this is something that, you know, when I start talking about mastering yourself, your chakra, mastering your mental attitude, being able to create things for yourself, being victorious all the time, it really does get to me, because I feel that we're so confused in the world and the society that we live in, so distracted by so many things, that just a common thank you, you know what I mean? When somebody get off the bus, just a common thank you is difficult for them to say. And sometimes even just giving up the seat for an older person, or for a pregnant woman, or for, you know, a cripple, or somebody who is, disabled, to sit down, people still have difficulties doing it. So in mastering yourself, you have to be selfless. You know what I mean? You gotta be, I started this video and I spoke about a lot of things that you can do. If you're just tuning in, today is about self-mastering. It's about finding your oneness, just mastering who you are as a person. So when you rewind back the video, there's a few things that I have shared with being able to know the quality of your consciousness, being able to know the power that you have within yourself, asking the questions that are necessary, taking notes, being able to play a devil's advocate, and weigh the good and the bad. Okay? Being able to do that. Oh, my battery says it's dying. Hold on, let me put the charger in before I disconnect the whole call. All right. Yep, the battery is okay now. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know this is a little deeper than my usual conversations that I have with you guys, but I feel it is very, very needed and necessary for all of us to master the art of our oneness. And once you do that, you just know more about your ability, more about your strengths, more about the quality that you have, and it builds your faith. It builds your faith in the things that you want to achieve in life. And you forgive. You learn to forgive those that hurt you. You learn to forgive, and you learn to believe in yourself beyond measures. Okay? And you exercise this on a daily basis. And if this is going to be your food, your water, your drink, you're going to understand a tremendous power that you possess. Making peace with your broken pieces. I believe I did a video on this one and I talked about how to make peace with your broken pieces, because a lot of us have issues from our past. And issues from our past, I'm telling you, if you take it into a marriage, it destroys you if you haven't found a way to deal with it. If you take into a business that you're starting, it destroys you. If you take it into the little achievement, or the things, the larger achievements that you want to in life, it hurts you because you still have issues with people, and you still have issues with the things that has happened in your life, and you haven't learned to let it go. In life, there are people that are going to hurt you. People that come into your journey to distract you. People just come into your life for a season. And some people, they come to stay. They will never go. We know who those people are. Naturally, we know them. Okay? Women have the ability to be intuitive. Luckily, as intuitive beings, you can read somebody when they're coming into your life to stay. And you can read somebody if they're just coming to be a bullshit, or they're just coming into your life to just turn your life upside down. You know all this. But when you master the art of your oneness, you're not going to tolerate. You'll be able to see these people from afar. You'll be able to judge them before they even get close to you. Okay? And getting close to you is getting close to your family, getting close to your children. You'll be able to just pretty much analyze the situation before it gets too bad. Okay? I don't want to go too far into the topic, but you need mental toughness. You need a mental toughness. You need positivity. You need to be able to be a winner, have a winning attitude all the time. Nobody needs to know what you're going through that is bad, or that is, people ask, you don't have to tell them. A lot of people would just say, oh, so hey, how are you? How are things? And they would like to know. But what I always say is, if I tell you what is wrong, are you going to help me? No, you ain't no Jesus. You ain't no God. You cannot give me grace. You cannot give me stability. You cannot give me strength. You cannot give me anything that I can get within, which is finding the voice within yourself, because no one is going to help you. You have to help yourself. And once you help yourself, that's when they're going to say, oh my God, did you see where she's been? They tell your tale. They tell your stories. So I'm just going to give you guys a list of things that can help you to build your mental toughness. These are just 6 questions that you take these questions down. Answer them anytime you want. Okay? And it's going to help you. Because I did this on April 1st, 2014. 15, 16, 17, it's 3 years ago when I did these questions. And I put the date down. I can show you guys in my book, but it's unnecessary. But if you have a pen and a paper, please write these 6 questions down. And it's actually 10 questions, but I'm going to give you guys 6 right now because I don't want to bombard your mind. Okay? The first question, and this is the question that helps you with your mental toughness. What are the 3 most positive experiences of your life? That's question number 1. What are the 3 most important, or the 3 most positive experience in your life? You don't have to answer them down. Now for me, it's for you to write down and answer them later. And when you answer them later, be alone in your space. You don't need your husband beside you, blah, 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 in your ear. You can even write some of the questions and give him and say, hey, I beg, you do this on your own. Today, I just want a little bit of time for myself just so I can sort through this. And you don't have to answer them right away. Take time. Look within yourself and find the right answers. And I promise you, 3 years later, you're going to reflect back on those things and you will be able to tell yourself, man, I have grown tremendously. I have grown. So let's go. Question number 2. List the 3 most important things you've learned about your success. And you got to list it in 30 seconds. Now, this is on your own. You got to, you're not doing it with me right now. Okay? Now, that's question number 2. Question number 3. How did your family make you feel about yourself? This one is a hard one. This one is a really hard one because some of our family members make us feel like crap. Some of our family members are encouraging. Some of our family members, they are just crucified on the cross and you got to leave them where they're at. And some of our family members are just demonically soaked in the devil's juice. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's family. But this is the questions. You take your time, you answer them, and it's going to build your mental toughness. Okay? So question number 3 is, how did your family members make you feel about yourself? Question number 4, list the 3 biggest heroes in your life. They don't have to be alive. They could be dead and gone. But maybe it's somebody that motivates you, somebody that you look up to, somebody that ever since you were a child, they were able to make you smile or make you feel like you ain't got to give up. Life is good. And these are the people. Me, for sure, I had Maya Angelou on my list. I did. Because she's one of those people. She's gone from, a sultry soul singer to a writer, to the curvaceous, sexy woman that she was, to just pretty much writing numerous and numerous of books to just encourage the world. And she is an icon in the eyes of Oprah Winfrey. So, that's somebody that I really look up to. So, that's what I say. Write down. Question number 4, list your 3 biggest heroes in your life. They don't have to be alive. They could be dead. Question number 5, write your obituary. Knock on wood, if you were to die today, what would you want to see as if you achieved all of your dreams? Now, this one is the biggest one because every time that I go back to my obituary, I add new things. And I have this and people be like, well, girl, you're crazy. It's not about crazy. It's about the mental toughness. Okay? If any of my children pick it up one day and they read it, they're going to understand the type of mother that they had growing up. I keep this to myself. It is my own personal journal. This is my own personal book. I'm only sharing it with you guys because I believe this is the steps of what I took to get into my oneness. Okay? Question number 5. I'm going to repeat question number 5 again. Write your own obituary as you have achieved all your life dreams. Question number 6. What do you want your great-great-grandchild, to say about you? And the great-great-grandchild is 3 generations after your own children. So not your children's kids, but your children's children's kids. What do you want them to say about you when you are dead and gone? And I cried when I wrote this one. I wrote almost a whole book. Yeah, this is some deep stuff. Yeah, and I'm not going to share it with you guys today, but we'll get on that subject another time. Question number 7. What does success mean to you? When you know what success means to you, it is your own definition. Everybody have their own definition of what success is. Some people believe having children is successful. Some people believe having all the riches in the world is successful. Some people believe having a peace of mind in their spirit, in their mind, and their soul is success. So everybody sees and answers this question very, very differently. That is question number 7. Moving on, question number 8. What accomplishment are you most proud of and why? And for me, I have a lot of accomplishments. You know what I mean? Those that know me know from how young I used to be and how eager I was about holding the mic and just doing things for my community. And, you know, I slowly drifted away from that because it wasn't feeding my soul. It wasn't. Question number 9. Question number 9. What beliefs and value are you willing to die for? Everybody has beliefs and values that they are willing to die for. And I promise you, if you read this 3 years back, I wrote this in 2014. So if you read this 3 years back, you're going to be like, oh my God, my beliefs have changed. My values have changed. Oh, I will never do this. Blah, 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 blah. But I'll tell you what my beliefs and my values were. Just one. One of them was not selling souls for a price. Recruiting as much souls that I can to God. These are some of the beliefs and values that I will die for. I'm not afraid of saying this live on camera. This is a belief that I will die for. Okay, so I'm not going to share all that I wrote, but that was question number 9. What beliefs and values are you willing to die for? And if you can answer this, it is going to help you with mastering your oneness and the art of mastering yourself. Number 10. Describe the perfect day in your life if there was no limit. It's the last questions, and it's an amazing question because if you can describe the perfect day in your life, if there was no limit to your living, to your understanding, to your doing. I'm not going to share that with you guys right now, but yeah, I can definitely shine some light on that. Everybody knows how and what they want. Some people want family, some people want riches, some people want, you know, maybe just fly around the world. Some people want to just maybe see the world, maybe just go underwater, just do something. But we all have what the perfect day in our life will be. So I hope these questions help you in achieving your mental toughness, because once you achieve your mental toughness, you will make peace with your broken pieces. You will forgive those that have hurt you. You'll be able to analyze a situation and play a devil's advocate in your life. You'll be able to keep away your weakness and put forth your strength. Nobody needs to see your weakness. If you come to me and the first thing you show me is your weakness, you're done. And that's for everybody else around you. That is just how we are as human beings. Nobody respects weakness. Only strength respects strength. Okay? Keep that in your mind. Every person knows this. And it is the law of sales and marketing. It is the law of mastering yourself. Okay? If you cannot be a leader in the things that you want, if you cannot lead your love, if you cannot lead what you want, how is somebody coming to take your hand, force your head into the water and say drink? Nobody's going to do that for you. That is why you got to help yourself before you start helping anybody else. That is why you got to achieve you and master the art of your oneness, your power, your truth, your strength, your ability. And it makes it easy because you can help other people. But if you haven't mastered that for yourself, you're just standing there and the wind can come and just take you down at any time. But when you understand, building your chakra, aligning your harmony, standing your ground, dying for what you believe in, doing the things that really, really serves a purpose in the values and the beliefs that you have, you are indestructible. Okay? And the world does not need to know your weakness. Like I said, put forth a victorious attitude. Put forth your winning attitude. Don't let nobody see your weakness. It is so unnecessary. Why? Okay. The moment you're able to stand on your broken pieces, stand on your ground, it is a reconciliation. Okay? And like I said, the cup that is half full is going to overflow. And it's an overflow of love. It is an overflow of so many things, especially clarity. in your being, clarity in your decision making, clarity in your standards. Okay? And once you have clarity in your standards, everything comes into formation, everything comes into place, everything is in harmony. And be honest with yourself. That's number one. Be really honest with yourself. So I hope today I touched on some of the components that you guys were looking for and wanting to hear. I think today was a long video. But today I started off with showing off my beautiful necklace that is made by Kaba Jewelry. I also started off with just some basic steps of what you should do in taking charge of your life and mastering your oneness. My phone is dying, and I do want to show off my outfit one more time before I get off because I am looking banging. Okay, my hair is growing as well, and I didn't really take time to do makeup. I just put something on. It looks good to me. If it doesn't look good to you, I beg. This is just how I want to look. So this jewelry is by Kaba Jewelry. This is one of my mom's. I love her to death. She makes amazing jewelry. I will share the page on my line, on my wall. I said line. On my wall for ladies if you're interested, husbands if you're interested in purchasing beautiful handmade necklaces by Kaba Jewelry. I will post them and you will be able to get them. I thank every single person that tuned in today. You guys are amazing. I love sharing my journey with you, and I really don't know where the destination will be. But like I said, from 6 years ago till now, from a meat eater to a non-meat eater to a fish eater to a vegan to an alkalinist. That word is so hard for me to say. Alchemist, okay? Alchemist is what I am right now. It sounds so fancy. Alchemist on this alkaline journey. You can definitely follow my recipes, my videos, and my postings on Safi Alkaline Juice Bar. This is a soon to be open store in London, Ontario, and I'm going to be serving juices made from me. Okay, and the whole motto of Safi Alkaline Juice is bringing nature to you. We want to taste the earth. We want to taste nature. We want to be able to get into our chakra and tap into our real strength. So I am bringing the juices to you, and these juices are going to help your ability to just reclaim back that power that you possess. So I'm going to put the phone down quickly and show off my outfit. And of course, when I'm done, I'll be saying goodbye because I look damn good today. Okay, hold on guys. The camera is not the best. All right, so I am wearing this beautiful outfit. I don't know where I got it. I think it's Urban Behavior. And this belt to match my bracelets and my rings. As you can see, I'm very proud of what I have shed. Yes, I've gained and lost, but it's in the right places, okay? Look at this dress. Look how my bum looks in it. So happy. Okay, so I am working out, like I said in the beginning. I'm not working out with weights. I am using my own body weight. I do a lot of skipping rope. And I also do a lot of using my own body weight to do certain things like squatting, planking, Bulgarian squats. I also do jump squats, and I also do, what else do I do? Well, basically, I just use my body weight to work out. You know, your basic exercise. That's what I do. Leg lifts, planking, squatting, jumping on stairs. I do that a lot. I'm always running around, and in my neighborhood there is some uphills and downhills, and I have my beautiful Cleopatra, so I take her for a walk, and sometimes we run in the morning. Okay, so I hope everybody had something very fruitful. This is for those that tuned in. It is a beautiful night. I hope you enjoyed my message. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of my outfit. Let me know how you thought about the message. And hopefully tomorrow I will be back at the same time with more juicy fruits. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are amazing. And have yourself a wonderful night. If you just tuned in, just rewind back the video. Okay?